Hello again and welcome to section 3 of the Beach Walk blanket. This is just a small kind of sandwich section between the bigger sections of the centre and our next important border of the mini grannies. We're just going to put in a single round of granny treble clusters all the way around. Now, the last part of your blanket that you did was the outside edge of the squares, and that was done with half trebles. So we're going back up to a slightly bigger size to work in treble stitch again, which in US terms, of course, is double crochet. So you'll be working double. If you're in the UK, it's treble crochets. The other thing is I've turned my blanket over onto its reverse side, and my stitch marker is underneath, and you can tell also that it's the reverse side because it's the reverse side of the join that's uppermost here. But this helps to balance again the blanket and keep it straight. So we're going to work this round on the reverse side. I've joined my yarn, and this is Stylecraft Special in grey, so it's a shade or two darker than the silver. I've joined it in any corner, doesn't matter which, and I have chained 2, which is the equivalent of the first treble stitch. I'm a little bit distracted here because I just want to make absolutely sure we're in camera. Right, so I've done the chain 2, and I'm just going to yarn over and make 1 and then 2 treble stitches in that corner. So the chain 2 is the equivalent of the first treble. And then I'm just going to do 3 treble stitches in each space all the way along. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there you can see the slightly bigger stitch reappearing, and it's going to provide a nice kind of crisp edge to go around this center part. Now there's just one slightly different thing that you have to think about as you're working around here, and that is when you get to the join between 2 squares, because something different needs to happen. All right, so I'm at the join now. I've got my corner, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 treble clusters, and now we're at this point where the 2 squares meet. And what we've actually got is we've got a corner space here and another corner space here. So if I was to put 3 treble stitches in this corner space and then 3 trebles in that corner, you would end up with too many clusters, because really we just want 1 cluster at this point. So if you put 2 there and then 2 in the next one and so on, you would end up with far too many clusters. You would have increased quite drastically the number of stitches in your blanket, and the result of that is not only the next round wouldn't fit, but it would also start to ripple in an alarming fashion. So you want to keep everything nice and flat. So I'm going to just take you over this join, and what we're aiming to do is put something that looks like a treble cluster right on top of the join, and that will keep it all nice and flat. So what we're going to do is start with 1 treble crochet stitch as normal in the first corner, and then I'm going to yarn over and put my hook in, yarn over and pull up a loop. This is another treble crochet, you would think. Yarn over and pull through 2, but I'm going to stop at this point. So we've sort of half made the treble crochet stitch, and there are still 2 loops left on the hook. At this point, I'm going to yarn over again, and this time go into the next space, that's the other corner, and pull up a loop. And we've got 4 loops sitting on the hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2, which leaves me with 3 loops, and yarn over and pull through all 3. And if you look carefully, I'll try to show you, this middle section, there's our first treble stitch there, and this is our decreasing, our treble 2 together, which decreases the stitches. We've got 2 stitches at the bottom, but they come into 1 at the top, and that's the important thing. And then we're going to yarn over and make our last treble. So there is the decreasing cluster on this join. It does look just a little bit different from the other clusters because at the at the base it looks as if there are 4 stitches, but the important thing is that if you look and count from the previous cluster 1, 2, 3 stitches on the top there, we've got 1, 2, 3 stitches on the top of this one, and that will keep your count right and it will stop your blanket from rippling. So I'm going to come along and just do that again, just to make it clear in your mind, and then I can leave you to work all the way round and back to where you started. I'll just put in my 4 clusters before the next join between the squares. I've got 1 more to do. Right, so we need to make our treble 1 in the first corner, and then start as if we're going to make another treble and pull through until we've got 2 stitches left on the hook, and then we're going to yarn over again and find our next corner, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over and pull through the last 3, and then finish it with another treble. And again, that's what it looks like. So I will work all the way around this edge, and the one other thing I haven't mentioned is that when you come to the corners, it's 3 trebles, chain 2 and 3 trebles, and then continue all the way around until you get back where you started. And remember, where you started you had only done half of the corner, so you'll need to put in 3 trebles, chain 2, and then slip stitch to the top of the first chain 2. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to work all the way around. I'll come back when it's finished very briefly just to let you see it, and then we'll be moving on to section 4. So I'll see you in just a minute. So hi, I'm back. I have gone all the way around all 4 sides with my grey granny clusters, and this is me back at the point where we started. Excuse me. So all I need to do is finish off that first corner with 3 treble stitches and 2 chains as usual, 2 chains and slip stitch, and that is section 3 finished. Cut my yarn, and I recommend that before you move on to the next section that you check the number of clusters that you've got. Now what we do is we count the corner clusters as well. Is this in camera? All right. We count the corner clusters, and along one side, including the corner clusters at either end, you should have 26 clusters. So that's counting these special decreasing clusters as 1. They're not 2 there, there's just 1. So 26 on each side, and you will know that you'll be able to go ahead and do the next section and not worry about it not fitting in. So I'll be back with the next section of the blanket, which is going to be fun. It's going to be lots of little mini grannies that we're going to join. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.